Today, we welcome our next guest on our podcast, Bradley Murere, one of our athletes from the MTC Dome Athletics Federation. How are you doing today, Bradley?
No, great, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing quite well myself. I've heard a lot of stories about you. You recently came from the Commonwealth Games and great things. How did it go there?
Well, Commonwealth Games were amazing, man. It was my first ever Commonwealth Games. And it was my second big games for my career so far. So it was a great experience, man. Got to learn new stuff. Got to mingle with not just para athletes but with all the other athletes. Normal, as people say. I don't know why you say normal.
Nice.
That was awesome, man.
Good. Bradley, let's cut right into it. Today I have some questions for you on the podcast. I want to know, usually they say the things that happen in someone's childhood and life affect the kind of decisions they make in later future. I want to know, before 12 years old, roundabout, what was your childhood like?
Well, before 12 years, before I lost my arm, my life was similar to every young Namibian boy's life. I like football, like to play football. It was fun. It was a bit naughty as well. When you grow up in a small town, it's usually you kind of forced to grow up a bit quicker, faster than all the other kids mentally. And it was a great childhood. My life was amazing.
And where is this town? Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Tumib.
Tumib?
It
was a problem. It's very hot in Tumib.
It's very hot.
Yeah, because I was speaking to Marco the other day and he tells me you play soccer very well. And I was surprised. I've never seen him play soccer, but I want to play against you one day. And so now I want to know, building up to the Commonwealth Games, would you say that your childhood has affected the kind of decisions you make in life and how you've turned out to be?
Yeah, I think it did. After I lost my arm, it was crazy. I can say 6 years. I've been I cut off everyone basically, all my family, all my friends, and I was in a place where I couldn't think straight, where I almost fell into depression. And I think the people around me, they actually the ones that helped me get through it. They always encouraged me to do my best each and every day, and small accomplishments, like simple stuff. Like I was right-handed, and I started to learn how to write with the left hand. I accomplished that, and small steps like that made me become stronger and where I am today, probably here.
Yes. And would you say you also had a point in your life where you were in denial of what had happened and things didn't feel so real to you, and sometimes some people have accidents and they wake up, they feel like it's going to come back again, and I don't know, you as a young child.
Definitely. I had those moments and I wasn't easy. It's like me not accepting stuff couldn't make me move on, couldn't make me get to the next level of my life. Even after I went to high school, I started running track since I was small. So when I got to high school, I ran track for the first time in front of a bigger crowd as well. And I really did good in track, but I haven't accepted the fact that I have lost my arm. And things like running with an open top, I couldn't do that because I didn't want everyone else to see how my arm looks like. They knew I had one arm. I was uncomfortable with showing my arm to the people. So those kind of small stuff limited me from doing things out of my comfort zone.
Wow. So you had to dig yourself out of this deep hole.
Man.
I want to know your experience in high school. Did you experience a lot of bullying from the other kids? Were the kids quite welcoming? Because I know in Namibia sometimes it's different. Some kids are quite welcoming, people are friendly, but you always read about the one thing now and there, something happens, and I want to know from your side how it was.
High school, to be honest, high school was actually the better stage in my school career, because everyone in high school they mature, everyone's mature and they've seen me almost my whole life. From primary school, they've followed my journey and they got used to it. For them, when I got to high school, it was nothing new. but being around me was new, but knowing about someone with a disability was something they already knew. So in high school, they didn't really bully me. We all were just cool. They were accommodating, they were friendly, and the part where I got bullied a lot was primary school. And like with the small, when you guys are young, kids tend to say things that they don't really mean. They don't know what effect it can have mentally on someone else. So, primary school was the worst. It was the worst, man. Like the kind of stories kids would come up with just to get attention from the other kids.
True.
Making fun of someone else was. I think it was almost every primary school kid's goal, and they came up with stories like how I lost my arm. Like this one I always laugh about. Like a friend I had in the past, he made a joke about the way I lost my arm. And when I remember it, every time I just start laughing.
What did your friend say?
As we all know, I was in a car accident. But then my friend was like, "Nah, you know that jigsaw movie." Yeah, he said, "No, my arm got cut off with a chainsaw." And all that. I was like, it was crazy, man.
Okay. I want to ask, let's get a little bit deeper. We were already deeper, but I want to know, do you ever have days where you wish life had turned out differently, where you feel sorry for yourself? Because I know digging yourself out, it takes a lot of mental strength in your position, I would say. Of course, it does make you strong as a person, but would you say you have days where you sometimes feel sorry for yourself, wish things were different, or now you've kind of mentally built the toughness to, the kind of mindset you need for such?
Surprisingly not. I also find that funny why I don't ever wish that it were different. Maybe in the past I did that. Maybe, a few years after I lost my arm, I always did that, but now it's way different. At this stage, I really don't have that kind of mindset to go back and say, what if I didn't lose my arm? And whenever that kind of thoughts creep into my mind, I always tell myself, like, what if it were worse? What if my life wouldn't have turned out in a good way?
Yeah, it's quite interesting what happens when you just accept that life is like this as it is now, and you just stay thankful for what you have and the future. And it's quite interesting. And I mean, it really motivates me because I remember, I think back to the first time I met you, I was like, oh, okay, there's another, disabled athlete, so. And then I hear you can run 100 meters in 11 seconds. And then I'm like, curious. I'm like, who's this guy? They're joking. They don't know how to use timers here.
Yeah, I think pretty much that's almost everybody's first impression.
Then one day I came to the track. I was like, let me go see what Ula is doing with these kids to the track. Let's see how they're running and everything.
What's the hype about?
I hear the gunshot. It's not really a gunshot. It's a whistle. A whistle. In training, you usually use a whistle. And then I go, and then I look back. I see Wedley, Marco. And then I see you in front of everyone. I'm like, how's this guy doing? Man. And I was like, wow. And from that time on, I think I've had this respect for you, where I almost also look up to you. And I just want you to know that as well.
I appreciate that.
And it's really good. I think, if you were to tell the young kids who are there trying to build something for themselves, has something to say for the world, what would you say for kids, following their dreams and everything like that?
Yeah, for the kids, I would say don't give up. Everything you go through, every challenge you go through prepares you for what's next to you. And things you go through, you shouldn't look at them, or losses you have, you shouldn't look at them like you failed. It just sets you up. It's a layup. It's a layup, and you just come and dunk on it. So you just have to push through it. It's how life is. Life is very tough.
Great. And I also want to know from your side, because I mean, there's the part where you don't give up, but I know you as an athlete, you of course not, you shouldn't give up. And but there's the part where you take baby steps.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's no results coming as an athlete. And I mean, what's your look and point of view, you know, on taking baby steps and trusting the process as well?
Well, trusting the process it's a very important part of your journey, but it sucks, man. To be honest, it sucks, man. It's really, really tough. Yeah. There are days where you wake up, and you wake up very, very early. Like last season, when I was preparing for this season. Yeah. Oh, bro, it was crazy. I woke up every single morning at 5. I went to the gym around 7 or 6 sometimes, and I had 3 sessions a day, man. So I had to work hard every day, and for my pre-season competitions, although I put in all that hard work, pre-season came, and they weren't really that good. I ran last season. In the pre-season, I remember I ran 13 seconds on the 100 meters. And I was like, bro, all those mornings, all those sessions I had every single day, and I come up here and run 13 seconds.
That's fast for me.
Imagine how crazy that is. And this season came, and after that, I just left everything in my coach's hands, and I just started to trust the process. January came. I didn't compete during January, just did some training, focused on my form and on my long jump techniques and stuff. And then around February, we went to South Africa. And that's where I saw what trusting the process can get you. I got 3 personal bests in 1 competition. And the next one after that, I got another personal best. So I started having PRs consistently. So I saw like trusting the process. It's very shitty, but you just have to do it if you want results.
Nice. And I want to know also the importance of nutrition from your side, and daily recovery and all the things you have to do. Because I know for a fact, no matter how much training you put in, if you don't eat well the days before a competition, you might as well just go home.
Bro. That's true. Like that's one of the most important parts again. Your nutrition. You have to have a good diet. You have to check what you put into your body. You have to know about your sleeping patterns and all those type of things, like your training sessions, how you set up your training. Like, you can't do hard training before like the week of the competition. You can't be in the gym hitting squats, deadlifts and all. You see those type of things. You can't do that before.
Those are things you do like 6 weeks before.
Like 6 weeks before, And nutrition is really important.
Good. And for you, looking towards the future, I mean, your journey is still in the beginning phase, because I mean, the things you've done are, and so what are you looking at the next year, the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years, if there's anything you'd like to share with us that's maybe not in secret?
For next year, my aim was to qualify for the World Championships, and that is what we've done. We qualified for the World Championships, which will be taking place in France, Paris. So that is kind of off the list, because I've written everything down, all the goals I want from now till maybe 5-10 years in future. So I marked this down. So my job is just to get to the World Championships and not just participate, but I want to be there to leave a mark. To do something big that the world can also be like, this guy's a threat. He's one of the best, that's what I want. And in future, I would definitely want to become an Olympic champion, a record holder, world champion, Commonwealth champion. I want to achieve all those stuff so I can be goated. So people can, after 40, 50 years, people can remember me. Imagine like Jesse Owens. He ran like how many years back? That was a long time ago, but people still talk about Jesse Owens. So that's how I be remembered in the future after I'm moving up with my track career.
That's good. Like Frankie Fredericks as well,
and it's like also off the track as well, just to help out, develop the youth, help them with the not just track, but whatever career they want to pursue. Just to give back to the community as well. So that's a really important thing.
That's That's good. That's always important. But for me, from my side, when you go to France, I'll give you a shopping list, bring me some we're almost coming to the end of our podcast for today. And I want to know from your side, who is your hero and what got you really passionate maybe about running but mostly your heroes as well, who you look up to when you're doing your thing every day?
Well, growing up and learning about track, I always saw Usain Bolt as my hero because everyone else did it. Because he was the fastest. He's not was, but he is still the fastest man in the world after he even retired. Yeah. But as time went on, I actually saw that my aunt is my hero. Yeah, she used to be a sprinter back in the day as well. So she dominated in Namibian sprinting for the women. She dominated 100 meters, 200 and 400 meters, and she always encouraged me. After I lost my arm in the accident, I still wanted to play soccer, but then we sat down and then she sat me down and then she spoke with me. She asked me, how will you be able to control yourself when you're on the field, like your balance, when you get knocked over, with what arm will you protect yourself? Imagine running from falling onto your right side. How will you protect yourself? You can injure yourself even more. And I actually sat and thought about that, and the story she's told me about her past track career, and she saw that I was also quick, that it's in the family, like we have good athletic genes, I think. A lot of people in our family, like my cousins and all that, we all do track, and most of them play football as well. But my aunt is my hero, and she's been there since the very first day. She's the one that encouraged me to do track. She came to every training session, like my first time when I started doing track when I was on my own. She came, she helped me train. She came to every competition. She still comes to every competition there is, and she's always there for emotional support as well. So she's my hero. She's been there for me from the first day.
That's really good. I think it's always important to have someone to look up to, someone that motivates you. And lastly, I want to add as well, from your side, you have your current situation, but also there's I think personally there's an importance of living a life where you don't victimize yourself also of situations, because you've had what has happened to you, but life goes on. Life goes on, life pushes. And I think that's also another point maybe to add to our podcast, which you already probably know. And so we have this new tradition that we have on our podcast, that every new guest has to leave a question for the next guest.
Okay, that's
interesting. I want to know from you, what question would you like to ask our next guest? They don't know who's going to be the one asking their question. You don't know who it's going to be, but let's see what you're going to ask.
Okay, I like this. My question for the next guest is, what's your biggest fear? And why?
Wow. Wow, that's like a punchline right there.
As soon as you said it, it just came up into my head.
Great. So that's it. Thank you very much, Bradley, for being on the show. I really appreciate it. Keep doing what you do. You really make a lot of us proud here at the MTC Dome, and we look up to you, and we are really pushing behind you as well as you do your things, and hopefully definitely a bright future for you.
Thank you guys for the support. I appreciate the support.
Thank you very much for watching this podcast. My name is Ignatious Jingura. Please, if you like this podcast, please share, subscribe, and comment, and stay tuned for the next one. Peace.